Hey guys, it's about beer 30. Let's take a walk into the kitchen and see what's in the fridge today.
Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Today I do appreciate you stopping by. Guys, we're going to do another one from Lawson's Finest Liquids. This is their Fayston Maple Imperial Stout. This is a pretty big beer. It has 10.1% on Beer Advocate. These guys are up in Vermont. I have 10.1% on Untapped. Let's confirm that with see if it's written on the can. Yes, 10.1%. Fairly big beer. Imperial Stout. I have reviewed several of their beers over the years that have been sent to me. I can't get them here. And this is in the can since they're canning their stuff now. This comes to me by the way of Brother Greg, and he writes, Lawson's opened a new tap room last fall and he finally got the chance to visit it. It's a beautiful new place with a great vibe. All three cans from Lawson's have dates on the outside rim of the bottom. And I didn't look and he didn't write it. It says canned on 02 and I can't make out the date, and the day is kind of smudged. I'm going to guess to say 02, 05 of 19, but I can't make it out. I'm just guessing on that part, guys, what it looks like. So, got a little bit of smear going on there. But for 10.1% Imperial Stout that was done in February, and this is just the 3rd of May, still should be very, very tasty. And unless it's done with some kind of coffee or anything that doesn't say that, it should sell it very, very well. Commercial description over at Untapped says the seasonally specialty is brewed with organic pale malt and almost 2 gallons of Vermont maple syrup per barrel. That's a lot, but that is a fermentable sugar, so hopefully it's not going to be too bitter from the yeast eating all that fermentable sugar up. Doesn't say anything about any lactose to keep it nice and smooth and sweet. Said this cellar aged brew is huge, rich, and strong stout with maple twist and deceivingly drinkable. Designed to keep you warm on sub-zero nights and for sipping with a fine meal or dessert. Well, probably in February when this was canned, it was probably still pretty damn chilly in Vermont. So now, here we're in May, it's already into the mid and upper 80s here in Virginia. So another reason to get it on. Let's get it on. Let's see what we're going to have here, guys. So Greg, thanks again, my brother. I do appreciate you sending those beers to me. So let's see what we got here. We got the ABV, we got the canned on date, and that's about all the information you're going to get. We don't have the IBUs. This is only a 12-ounce can. So let's get it open and get it into the glass and see what we got. We're going to go straight down the center on this one, unless it starts producing a monster head. And this looks fairly carbonated, guys. Maybe I ought to back off on that pour a little bit. Maybe not so aggressive. We don't want to have 10 fingers of head on a 10%, but fairly large amount of head for a 10%er. A lot of carbonation on this beer. A lot of carbonation. Very unusual to have that much head on a 10%. Not quite 2 fingers of head, about 1.5 fingers. Maybe just a little more. Good looking beer. Over to the light, guys, I'm not seeing any coming through. It is pitch black, pretty dark. So, good looking beer. Nice khaki colored head with tight bubbles around it. Let's get it to the nose. Rich roasted malt. Maybe a slight hint of some sweetness in there from the maple syrup that they've used. Black molasses, maybe a little bittersweet chocolate. And that's about all I'm getting on the nose. It's cold right out of the fridge. Let's dive in and see what we got. Yeah. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Greg. Thank you. It doesn't seem to be too bitter. And I am getting a little bit of the maple flavoring. Roasted malt. Very nice. Very nice. These guys at Lawson do really tasty beers, guys. They do. No matter whether it's an IPA, double IPA, or stout. The head brewer there seems like he or she knows what they're doing. Very tasty. But it's right out of the fridge. Let's sip on it for a little bit and see if we can get any dark fruit or maybe even some coffee in there. I'm not getting any of that right now, but it's cold right out of the fridge. So let's do that and we'll come back and see where it ends up. Alright guys, I'm back. Been sipping on it a while now. Nice looking stuff on the glass, especially with that big head that it poured. A tasty beer, a little bit, now that's warmed up, a little bit on the bitter side, but not too bad. I think they had used a little lactose in this and it would have been a lot easier, smoother to drink. Maybe had a little creamier mouthfeel, but still a very tasty beer. Definitely worth picking up if you like an Imperial Stout. 10%, the alcohol is very well hidden, very tasty. Still not getting a whole lot of dark fruit or coffee or anything in it, but it does have a nice rich roasted malt taste, black molasses, and a slight hint of some bittersweet chocolate. So, very tasty. On a chug. A very easy drinking beer for a 10%er. And if you're used to drinking an Imperial Stout, the bitterness is not going to be too off-putting. You have to use some bittering hops there for a 10%er. So it's not too overly sweet, but I think a little more sweetness from lactose would probably help this, but that's just my opinion. So I'm not the head brewer of anywhere, and I'm sure they sell a ton of this, and that's why they keep doing it. So with that being said, if you've had this beer, let me know what you think. And if you hadn't, you can get your hands on it, pick it up. To me, guys, I think it's an A- beer. That's where I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna give this a 90. I'm gonna give it a 94. Almost a solid A beer, but I've had tastier. So that's where I'm gonna leave that. Beer Advocate has it at 4.16 in their exceptional range, and I would agree with that number. And over to Untappd, they have it at 4.21, and that is almost to their A category. And that's where I am putting it. It is kicking on the door, being a 93 to be an A. But if you say it's an A beer, I wouldn't argue. I wouldn't argue if you say it's a 10 beer. It is pretty tasty. It is a very nice example of a 10%, 10+% of an Imperial Stout. Very nice. The maple syrup does help this out, but the yeast eats most of that sugar up. From that, so that's why I'm thinking a little bit of lactose would help that. So, with that being said, if you've had the Fayston Maple Imperial Stout from Lawson's Finest Liquids, let me know what you think. And guys, till we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.